Hello everybody, it's your boy N here. I'm coming at you guys with another YouTube video. So in today's video, I'll give you guys a quick Nell build specifically for Void Vessel. It works with basically everything else in the game anyways, but let's get right on into it. Starting off with Nell's modules. So let's focus on the maneuvering module first of all. Mid-air maneuvering is my personal preference, but you can use any, it really doesn't matter. So we're going to go with that. Next up for her red module, we're going to go with Shattered Heart. So this is going to be specifically because of crit, because we're going to be making a crit build with now. Now, with the main aspect of this build, it's going to be cooldown. So if we look at the cooldown modules that we have, we've got the two modules here, being MP conversion as well as nimble fingers. Then we're going to be using two focus on modules, specifically focus on fusion as well as focus on non-attribute. The reason we're going with fusion is because we are primarily going to be mobbing with her too, despite the rest of the setup going to be a slight bit different. Now for her range, we are going to go with two range modules, of course. We're going to go with expansion as well as amplification control. For crit on Nell, it's pretty obvious. We're going to be going with emergency measures as well as front lines as well as insight and concentration. Full standard Nell crit build. So the build is probably something, if you've fully invested in Nell, you probably already got this. You might just want to change tech over to fusion for this specifically. Next up for your trigger mod, we're going to go with power beyond on Nell. This is just going to allow her second to be even more damaging, as well as give a little bit additional range as well. So with that, we've got the build out of the way. Now let's have a look at the reactor. There's no mounting, so that doesn't matter anymore. Non-attribute and tech on here, as well as crit and cooldown is going to be what you want. Specifically that cooldown, because we are going to be spamming Nell abilities. And yeah, that's basically that. As for weapon, because we are using tech on here, for the weapon choice, we are going to be going with a secret garden. I'm using one with 3 sprint speeds on it. Is going to be the main thing that you want, so we'll come back to that a little bit later. Now for the external components, for Nell, we are going to be going with a full mage set, specifically for damage. Now I know some people might be like, why mage over Slayer, because Slayer is better for mobbing. We want to strike a balance in this setup, and we want damage more so than everything else, just because of the fact that we want to be equipped for the boss. So tech is going to take care of the boss, and fusion is going to be taking care of the mobbing. We've got a nice balance already. So for the comps, you're going to want max HP, MP recovery out of combat, max MP, MP recovery in combat, and MP recovery modifier. Defense or electric resistance would be good, and shield recovery modifier / toxic is basically going to be all you want. Other than that, max HP and defense across all of your cores on your external components, and you're basically good to go. Now, let's have a look at the RK tuning tree. For the tuning tree on Nell, you're going to want something that looks kind of like this. With the tree, we're still going to be focusing on Nell's skills, because skill Nell is basically best Nell. Other than that, we're going to go all the way up to cooldown as well. And then from here, we're just going to go 4 nodes across to enhance crit damage. We're not going to be bothering because we're going to go up for skill power, and we're going to grab defense neutralization over here. This is so that when you are running, your teammates, your Freyna, your Ines, your Bunny, and everyone else that you're running with technically gets more damage along with the debuff, as well as removing enemy defense is going to be good. I know for non-attributes it doesn't really make a major difference, but in this instance it actually will make a difference, especially for your teammates, because this build can be used in public, which is the main way, and the main way I would use it, and I'm going to show you how I use it. So for your actual weapons, Secret Garden, like I said, the only thing you actually are going to want on here is Brisk Walk. We just use this as a stat stick. It doesn't need to be used as anything else. And for your inversions, you're basically just going to want to go with RK Circulation Tactic for additional cooldown on Nell. We have already hit cap, but when this does activate, it might make it a bit faster. You know, this not really essential. You can use it, you don't have to. Second inversion I would recommend is the Nell Asif Scan one. This is definitely going to help you out. And then Pain Suppression for a bit of HP, or Probabilistic Recovery System if you want HP. Yeah, you can use these two for sure, and then the third one is like completely whatever you want. Skill cost would also be a good one on Nell actually. Let's switch over to skill cost for this, just because it'll make our abilities cost less. worth it. And that's basically the Nell setup. The other thing I would recommend for vehicles is using a vortex, because everything is very, very straightforward inside a vessel. So yeah, that's what I would recommend. Let's go run a public and I'll show you how this build fares. You basically just want to make sure you're jumping in with Nell, using your 2 and your 3 to mob, making sure you scan your receive, and then just using your 1 on the odd mobs that are left over. Void Vessel right now is probably the most ran mod, so you know, we'll be going with that anyways. But yeah, let's just run a public and I'll show you how the run goes. I'll be doing my best to take care of everything myself. Nell is very capable for this, so you shouldn't be having too many problems. So let's just get on into it. Mr. George Remus, thank you so much for the raid. Let's go, thank you. Sai, can I get a shout out for him, please? Okay, as you can see here in my squad, I'm running with a Glare, an Ajax, and a Luna. I've got to be completely prepared for the absolute best. So let's go straight in with it. Now with Nell, immediately, you're just going to want to go in and activate your 2 for grouping, then use your receive, and then use your 3. Then you just want to spam your 1, 2, 3, 1 with Nell is basically your main loop anyways. And yeah, this is Nell gameplay for you. And I do always like to test my builds in public anyways, so you can see that, you know, I'm not sugarcoating anything. And this is basically a good example of, you know, how this build works. You can see the grouping works very well, and just Nell melting everything works good too. It's just pretty much exactly what you want in Nell whilst you are dealing with a ton of mobs like this in public. We can see my teammates are pulling their weight too, which is something that you always like to see. And then over there, you're just going to want to move on to the next phase. Then you're going to do the same thing over here. 2, 3, and then 4. I absolutely ate that in my face. Don't be in the center, especially this phase over here, because they do zap you. Other than that, you're basically good to go. Just make sure you don't do that, and you should be fine. For the bigger phase over here, you just want to go straight into the center of the circle. Hit them with the 2, hit them with the 3. There you go. Get the elites, nuke them. You just basically want to be focusing on the mobs that have just got the red markers on their head, and then you can just completely skip over everything else. Slam them elites all the way down there as well with a Nell 4th ability. Glare is another very good option in here, but we can focus on that a different time. Do your 2, do your 3, make sure you receive scanning. Basically just average Nell gameplay for the most part. I forgot to turn my explosions off from when I was testing in the lab. I apologize about that. I hope the Nells or the Glaze explosions aren't too bad. Oops. I messed up. Don't forget to nuke yourself. Shut up. Even with this, you know, we're fine. I really want to turn the explosions off. I forgot about that and I've screwed up. Especially if that glare comes into any of the rooms with me now, I'm screwed. But basically, you just want to keep spamming 2 and 3 with Nell. You can see how easy and how fast it is anyways. And then just focus on the elites that have the red markers on their head, and you'll basically just sweep everything anyways. That's just the fastest way to do everything. It's nice and easy. Spam the receive, going straight with this, do that. Spam your 1, receive, 3. You know, just regular Nell gameplay really. And it's fairly easy because, you know, Nell is very well equipped to control the room as well. So just simple as it gets. We've got some good setup and some good tools, and you just want to keep playing your Nell loop essentially is the main thing, and you'll basically just kill everything fast enough. Odd mobs left over, just do your 2nd, 3rd and 4th ability. I'll let Glare deal with that one. I will deal with this elite, and then I will also deal with this one. Never mind, they killed him. W. Let these people go in and grab their drops and stuff. I'm just gonna go straight to the boss room. Oh crap. Void Vessel, you gotta love it, don't you? But this boss fight is basically gonna be where you get everything here. It's going to be kind of cracked, and yeah. For the boss fight, the hardest part of this entire run will basically be trying to get your Nell's 4th ability to land on the boss. I would say is probably going to actually be the hardest part. Just go in straight there with the 1, end it over there. Same thing over there, You're just going to want to get him to that, nuke his ability. Then it's just about locking in and doing that. Wait for my teammates to spawn in. There they are. Same story. You're just going to want to make sure that you lock in your aim on him is essentially the #1 thing, and that's essentially it. especially with this. You can see my aim is horrific. I should have recorded the last one that I did because I did way faster. There you go. There you go. Once your aim isn't a total piece of crap like mine, you're basically good to go. Same thing with the mobs here. 2, 3, you'll get everything easily, nice and easy. Do that. Spam a 1. Then if your boss is locked in on your other teammates, you can easily just go around and do this anyways. Oh crap. Never mind. Boss knows what's up. Boss knows what's up. Also, marking the boss with the ability with your marker would also definitely help out. So there you go. That's a fairly standard run with Nell, I guess. And if you use the build, you get a box. Never mind, you get gold. We're cooked. Easy. But there you go. About a standard 4-minute run, 2 billion damage with Nell. Fairly standard Nell run. Super gaming. That's basically this video, guys. Hope you've enjoyed. If you did, smash that like button. See you guys in the next one. Peace.